Good afternoon, and thank you for listening to today's show. My name is Tyrone. Happy New Year's to all that are listening to today's show. Hopefully that you are enjoying the New Year so far. Now, before I get started, I want to let you know that we do have a Facebook page called We The Culture. You can join by searching We The Culture. That's WETHECULTURE on Facebook. It's free to join, obviously, and we talk about great things and trying to get that page up. Also, before I get started, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment about this podcast on this YouTube channel. So once again, thank you for listening, and we're going to go ahead and get right into today's show. So I don't consider myself to be a part of the conscious community or the woke community because little to be known. I went to go see Dr. Umar Johnson with my now wife, then just really friend at that point. We went to go see Dr. Umar Johnson, and what I got out of that was I'm not really a part of that community. Like, I believe in certain things, but a lot of them are really woke and they need to go to sleep. But one of the things that I have learned is that I do believe in certain concepts that go along with that. So I do follow Umar Johnson. I do follow Tariq Nasheed. Those are the two main people that I do follow, but I don't agree with everything that they say. However, I do follow them, and Tariq Nasheed just put out a YouTube. He has a YouTube kind of similar to what I'm doing. Trying to be basically like him anyway, but he does like shows here and there, and his show today he did 5, and I listened to it. Basically, it was 5 things that black people need to leave behind. So I did mine similar, and basically it's kind of I'm giving him all the credit. Most of his is on my list as well, but I agree, and I want to talk about it from a younger person perspective because it needs to be talked about, because I feel like these are the things that black people do need to stop doing if you want to be taken more seriously. And we also need to, and it's not just, your typical ignorant shit, which will also be on this list, but it's things that we've been doing that's really been hurting us that's not really considered ignorant. It's really not. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So the first thing that we need to do as black people to be better people in 2021 is to stop going to sites that do not portray black people well. And these sites are such as the Shade Room, Bossip, and vlog sites like DJ Academics. And I'm going to talk about DJ Academics a lot here. I was a fan of his, and I still follow him. At first, I thought he was just, he was entertaining because he was just talking about celebrity stuff. But the difference, and this is why I don't agree with Tariq Nasheed a little bit about, although I can see where he's coming from, is that these sites do damage to black people. There's a particular website called The Root where they don't like Umar, they don't like Tariq Nasheed. But what they do that is very disrespectful to the black community is they make articles about stuff that is very degrading to African Americans. I'm talking about specifically The Root. They had this is a paraphrase, but they basically made a article shaming black fathers. That's not something that we should do, and obviously that's that. Now the Shade Room is a toxic platform that does not do good for black people. It highlights the negativity of black people. It brings out the badness in black people, and it shows that we can be very ignorant. And the reason why we need to stop using these sites is because those are typical black platforms. If you look at other race platforms, you don't see them basically degrading their races or their race. However, when we use our sites, it talks about the negative things like Cardi B being ratchet, or I'm just gonna make up some shit. The Tory Lanez shit that happened, or basically be bashful towards black people, but never have any content that's actually going to bring, like, they may talk about, oh yeah, you need to go vote, but that's lazy. That's lazy journalism. They're not telling you what you should do, or they're not doing anything that's actually going to be beneficial to African Americans. Now, like I said, let me get back to DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks got his fame basically. He used to have this War on Chirac page or channel on YouTube, basically talking about people getting killed in fucking Chicago. And he was basically using that shit as satire. Like, it was funny to him. Now, DJ Akademiks is not hood. He's Jamaican, and he lived in New York, went to college. He's really, to me, in my opinion, a fucking cornball. Now, I know if he ever heard this shit right now and he listened to it, he probably gonna say, oh, well, you a broke nigga, you don't make money, I'm this, I'm that, you a little nigga, whatever. But DJ Akademiks is a little nigga who has a Napoleon complex because he knows he's not the shit. The funniest shit that happened this year, from as I take an aside, is his situation with Freddie Gibbs. Now, Freddie Gibbs is not the biggest rapper right now, in terms of like popularity. Obviously, he's not like on Drake's level and nothing like that. But Freddie Gibbs basically went at him, and DJ Akademiks started saying, you a little nigga, I'm a son, you just a lot of ignorant shit. And Freddie Gibbs do not like him because of the shit that he do. There's been other rappers as well, Nipsey Hussle. And once I learn how to cut and put like interviews in here, and I might just do it on this one, but Nipsey Hussle did not like DJ Akademiks for that bullshit, because he is true. What Nipsey Hussle said was, and I'm getting off subject and I apologize, and I'm gonna get back to the Freddie Gibbs situation, but Nipsey Hussle basically said that the reason why he didn't respect DJ Akademiks was due to the fact that he posts all this shit on social media like it's a game, but he's never gonna do anything. Like DJ Nipsey said that, oh, you the one that record the fight. Nah, nigga, you gonna fight. Because one of the things about some hood shit that everybody know is you don't instigate a fucking fight unless you ready to fight. Like, you can look at the shit, you can watch the shit, but be very careful about what you do and how you do it, because if you fucking instigating the fight, best believe they gonna make you fucking fight. And Nipsey Hussle was right on that. And that's what DJ Akademiks do. He do a lot of fucking instigating. And he get a lot of niggas set up. Like earlier this year, like I said, I'm getting off on a tangent, but it's staying on track. Meek Mill, him and Meek Mill do not get along. And Meek Mill was basically not threatening him, but basically, you know, saying like, yo, like, I'll beat your ass and do some shit like that. So what did DJ Akademiks do? He said, I'm gonna call the police on him. Now, we gotta put this in context clues. Meek Mill has issues with the law right now. Like, I don't know his current situation, but he got out of prison, you know, and was, you know, had some shit going on. So why would you call the police on this man? And obviously, you know, so basically getting back to the Freddie Gibbs situation, Freddie Gibbs sunned this man this year because basically he's been widely considered that he has the best album of the year. But the reason why DJ Akademiks is a problem is because he highlights negative issues that goes on in America, especially with African Americans. Because as you know, Americans think that Chicago is Chirac and that black people don't take care of Chirac. It's the murder capital of the world. Why, like, they kill each other. Guess why? And guess who contributes to that? It's DJ Akademiks, because he's a fucking clown. Like I said, I fucked with him younger, but the shit that he do is very ignorant. It's very ignorant, and it's not really conducive to the culture. Like, it's like these pages is for the, like, my channel. The reason why I created We The Culture on Facebook is because I want to do something positive for the culture, because our culture is the most popular culture right now. You cannot go anywhere in any part of America. I don't care if this is Ku Klux Klanville, Tennessee. The people in the Ku Klux Klan listen to some form of rap music, or they watch some kind of sports, or they read some kind of literature, in some type of capacity. Right now, as you're listening to this podcast, there are millions of people in this world taking in something that a black person is doing, whether it's watching sports, something on TV, something in their music, something in their films, something, anything. Black people are the fucking culture. And that's why it's a problem when you only highlight the negative parts. I don't know who runs these places. They say that white people run the Shade Room and these immigrants, even though this is not technically a website, Mona Scott Young, and I'm just gonna take an aside. Mona Scott Young, to me, I never liked her. She's a fucking devil. Now, they say that these people from the Caribbeans and from Africa, these black people come over here and they don't respect us, and they think that we're ignorant too, and that's why they do the things that they do. That's when they run these websites, because like Dominicans, they just don't feel like we're ignorant. But with Mona Scott Young, it's clear that she think we're ignorant, because look, what positive TV show has she ever fucking did? She has not done any. I'm gonna pull up her filmography about like just the shit that she has done. Mona Scott Young has never made, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna go down all the shit that she has done, and I'm gonna explain every fucking thing, because she has never made anything. She has never made anything like uplifting. As a matter of fact, she worked with Donald fucking Trump back in 2010. So she was an executive producer of Road to Stardom with Missy Elliott. That's fine. She did, in 2010, she did Donald Trump Presents The Ultimate Merger. Guess what? She was a consulting producer. So she was working with a racist. Next one, Cocaine, Between the Lines. That's productive, right? Then we get to Love and Hip Hop New York, right? Then we get to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We get to Chris and Miss Jones, which is the show about Jim Jones and his girlfriend. Then she do Greatest Love and Hip Hop Moments. This is Hot 97. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. K Michelle. Love and Hip Hop Miami. Like, she's never did anything that's actually going to be productive to African Americans. All she do is make TV shows that disrespects the black culture, because all she do is show black ignorance. She doesn't show black excellence. And she's profiting, and these websites profit off the ignorance of African Americans. And I'm gonna say this too before I get to the next point. I know people have said, nah, they disagree. I don't. Listen, Maury and Jerry Springer are another example of this. Maury, Jerry Springer, Paternity Court, all those ignorant shows that come on during the day when, you know, all our fucking ignorant family members be at home watching TV because they don't have no fucking jobs. Those shows. Because all they do is profit off of African Americans. So we got to get off of that bullshit. Like, that's nothing but bullshit. We got to stop watching that. We got to stop taking that shit. Because a lot, and this is going to get to my one of my points towards the end. So let's get more intelligent with this conversation. I talked about it in my first podcast that I did on my re-up, where I talked about, and I'm just going to get to it. We got to stop prioritizing black votes to the Democrats with no substance. Excuse me. There was a story about, because as you know, Georgia is in a runoff election for the two senators. Actually, the election day is tomorrow, on Tuesday, January 5th, in case people listen to this, you know, in a later time. There's a runoff election going on right now, and there was a story. They're trying to get black people to come out and vote. Okay, great, get it. However, the shit that they're doing to get people to vote is sad, and it's ghetto, and it's kind of, if a white person did it, it would be racist. So there's this lady named Latasha Brown. I forgot what, she's the founder. She's like, I think Black Voters, something dealing with black votes. And to get people to come out and vote, because it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve around the time, They thought it was a smart idea to entice people to come out so they can get free collard greens, free black eyed peas, and some fucking cornbread mix. That is the most dumbest fucking thing that we do. And guess what they're trying to get people to vote for? Democrats. Also, black people have, like I said, black people, we don't take our votes fucking serious. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. But we got to stop just aligning ourselves with just one political party. Because right now, they're showing that they still don't give a fuck about us. Especially with Biden right now. Biden is not done. Like, they're blaming because of what's going on with Trump right now. And Trump, is saying that basically the election was stolen from, who they're blaming? They're blaming black women. Now, if you go back and you listen to what I was talking about back when the election was about to happen, I said that it's a damn shame that they're trying to shame these black men. And because they saying that black women doing this, but now they're blaming black women for the shit that's going on with Trump right now. Now that ain't no bullshit. I don't know what is. I'm not saying that you can't vote Democrat. I'm not saying that because Republicans do it too. And I'm not going to sit up in line. I had to think about this as I was taking out my notes for this podcast. Republicans do it too. They pander to white people but they pander on race. They pander these poor working classes saying, hey, yeah, you're poor, but as long as we don't let the black people and the immigrants win, we're good. But they don't do shit for these poor white folks that stay in Forsyth County in these little nasty ass trailer parks and coming. But the Republicans are always gonna come out because at the end of the day, they stand for white's power. Like David Perdue, who's one of the people that's running for Senate right now, was caught on camera throwing up white supremacy signs. Kelly Loeffler has had people who has been in the Ku Klux Klan she was taking pictures with him. So obviously the white Republicans do it too with white people. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. But we as people gotta stop letting the Democrats just come to our church, sing in our fucking choir, and that's how they get the black vote. That's not productive, and it's really fucking, it's childish, and we gotta stop doing that because, and it's gonna lead to it's gonna lead to my next point, and I'm just gonna skip around the list, but I'm gonna go ahead and say my next point is the fact that we need to become more politically smart. That's one. It was fifth on my list, but I'm gonna move it to third. We need to become more politically smart because, like I said, there is a bill right now that's like, we don't understand the power that we have. COVID is going on right now, and there's a bill that was placed in Oregon that was specifically for African Americans, and that's now getting lawsuits. And what are the Democrats doing to try to make sure that we get that money in Oregon to make sure that because we're the most affected community with COVID right now. There's not, like, we're disproportionately affected more than any race right now with COVID going on right now. More than any race right now. However, we voted Democrat. Joe Biden won. Joe Biden won the state of Georgia for the first time. He's the first Democrat to win since Clinton back in the early 90s. Right? So, what are we going to get from that? Absolutely nothing. You know who's going to get something? Immigrants and women. Those are the two main people that are going to get something out of it. And possibly maybe a slight, like, long distance third is LGBT. But the main people that's going to get something from this election is women and immigrants. Black people ain't getting fucking shit during this election. Nothing. Except a fucking stimulus check. Which, hey, I mean, that's good for us, right? But yeah, like, black people ain't getting shit during this election. Why? Because we don't prioritize our fucking votes. Why don't we not prioritize our votes? Because we're politically fucking ignorant. We don't know what these people stand for. We don't know that the Democrats are fucking racist. We don't know that the Democrats don't give two fucks about what goes on in the community. Because everybody knows the saying. Every 4 years, the Democrats come into our communities. They promise us, they make promises, and then they fucking leave. You know what they sound like? They sound like a deadbeat fucking dad. yeah, I'm gonna come get you. Yeah, and then, you know, everybody knows the dad said they're gonna come get you. You get your clothes on, you ready, you sit on the fucking stoop at your house, and then your daddy just never show up. That's the Democrats. Yes, fuck Trump. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Trump. Like, yeah. And they get these idiot ass people, and I'm just gonna name a couple people. They get Jamel Hill. They get I forgot the fucking girl name because she blocked me because she a fucking idiot. They prop up these racist ass Democrats like Amy Klobuchar. Which let me touch on this. Amy Klobuchar is a senator from Minnesota. This is how fucked up Joe Biden is, right? Joe Biden was considering Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota. You know what happened in Minnesota this year? George Floyd happened. Amy Klobuchar was in a similar position as Kamala Harris. She was a DA. Amy Klobuchar did not give a fuck about black people in the state of Minnesota, which is a Democrat state. So Joe Biden, hearing, seeing what happened to Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, he decided he was gonna pick her as she was in consideration. Now I'm not gonna say the block. The black women got that shit stopped. But the fact that he was even considering this lady, despite what the fuck she did, and she was having crocodile tears, but she had actually a chance to make a difference and do police reform while she was in Minnesota. Come on, man. But she's not the only one. You think these white Democrats give a fuck about what's going on in the hood? You think Hillary Clinton really cares? Now Hillary Clinton is another person. Hillary Clinton was the same person who was calling all these people super predators. Our black males, super predators. You really think she changed in the last 20 years? Because let me tell you something. People do not fucking change whatsoever. They do not fucking change whatsoever. The same person that you meet 5 years from now is the same person you're going to see today. They do not. Nobody fucking changes. A racist is always going to be a racist. A bigot is always going to be a bigot. A fucking idiot is always gonna be an idiot. You may change a little bit, but all this fucking, even Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was racist too. So what I'm saying is, if you want, because what we have is these fake ass gatekeepers, and John Lewis is dead, but he was one of them. You have Jim Clyburn, who is worse in South Carolina, which I love dearly because I have family that stay in South Carolina. I go there all the fucking time. Jim Clyburn is a fucking agent to me because he does not do anything for African Americans. He sells his vote off the money that man is gonna fucking get. And I don't know that man's history, so I can't speak on if he marched with Martin Luther King or whatever. But to me, Jim Clyburn is a fucking bitch because that nigga ain't never did shit for black people. But yeah, he gets in office and he uses political power to get Joe Biden. And y'all gonna sit up here and tell me that Joe Biden is really good for us? But what happens is Jim Clyburn let these people go in these black churches, make them some fried chicken, and it's a kumbaya, and everybody get to say yeah, and we're gonna vote for the Democrat. Whoever did, I don't give a fuck if it was in 2000. Well, 2000 it was Al Gore. 2004 it was John Kerry. Of course, 08 and 12 it was Barack Obama. In 2016 it was Hillary. In fucking 2020 it was Joe Biden. The same shit, like I talked about last week. Bill Clinton was trying to say that the people who stayed in the fucking projects were fucking lazy ass people in the 90s. Bill Clinton last year at John Lewis' funeral was trying to disregard one of the most influential black people, and I cannot, his name is skipping me right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, and see what the Democrats like to do is the fact that, yeah, John Lewis, he got in good trouble, but that's not today's generation, and we don't respect that. Black people really don't respect that. We respect, see, the reason why we fuck with King is because King was nonviolent, but he was smart with this shit. Yeah, he'll let you hit him, but he knew he had political power. Because there was a story told by, oh my gosh, I cannot think of nobody's names today, and I apologize. But there was a story, Michael Eric Dyson, I think that's his name. Sorry, just knocked over my mic. Be good over here. Sorry about that, I got excited. Michael Eric Dyson, I think that's his name, told a story, I think on the Breakfast Club or ESPN, doesn't matter. Martin Luther King was a brilliant strategist. So the reason why the shit that worked is because he was a brilliant strategist. That's why I just said. So Martin Luther King knew because you gotta understand, television was just starting to take off in the 60s. And the reason why the civil rights movement took off was because people could actually see what the fuck was going on. They can actually see the violence that was going on in America. You can only hear about it on the radio, but you can edit it and do everything. But the fact that you can actually see carnage was a problem. So Martin Luther King decided to first, and this is basically me trying to remember the story, he decided to try to take his strategy to Albany. But the sheriff was not doing all the hoopla that Bull Connor was doing. He just locked him up and basically let him go. So that didn't work. But what King did, he knew that Bull Connor was a super bigot. So what he did was he went to Birmingham, did all that shit, and we all saw what happened on TV. You saw dogs biting people. You saw the stuff that the tear gas and all the stuff that they was doing to black people. One of the most influential papers I ever wrote was about the Freedom Riders, which was basically a group of students who wanted to change the laws, and they rode Greyhound, I believe, through, well, I don't know where they started, but they went through the South. They went through North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and they had little hiccups. But once they got to Alabama, it was two different buses at the time. Once they got to Alabama, the first stop was in Anniston, Alabama. If you don't know about the Freedom Riders, I highly encourage you to look it up, read about it, get some literature on it. It's very interesting. It's not interesting in the fact of why it was because it wasn't a good thing. But in Anniston, Alabama, the bus got there. The people in Anniston started kicking people's asses. They blew up the fucking bus. It was bad, like legit bad, and you can see it on TV. There was another bus came in Birmingham. They did the same thing. Beat them up. They didn't bomb the bus, but they was beating the crap out of these people just because they wanted to ride the bus. But what it did is it showed how ignorant these people were in Alabama. It showed how racist this country was. So, and they didn't get that strategy from Martin Luther King, but that's who started it. And that's why I'm saying now, John Lewis, I have no disrespect to him, but I had my criticisms about him because I just feel like you were in the worst neighborhoods of Atlanta and you didn't do anything to really affect it. The only thing that you really hear John Lewis talk about is I got beat. And I'm not trying to knock him for that, but it's 2020. It was, now he got older, he died. But I'm talking about in 2010 and 19, and whenever he started, there was no change in the Pacific District that he did. If he did something, you couldn't see it. But we're not about small little impacts. We're about big shit. Like, what are you doing to affect? Because one of the things, and I'm gonna get back to why we need to stop, but this is why. Barack Obama, and he, for whatever what you want to say about him, didn't really do anything for black Americans. But you know what he did do for? He did something for the LGBT community. He did something for the women community. And he did something for immigrants, specifically illegal immigrants. Y'all know about the Dreamer stuff? That's Barack Obama. Y'all know how... Now, I know that because what they like to say is Obama did not support gay marriage. Well, he still allowed people to be married and gay. He did that. You can't name me not one substantial thing that that's affected African Americans. You can't. That brief second was to let you think about it. He hasn't done anything. The last specific thing that has really affected African Americans, both Republican and Democrat, has been the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act in the 60s under Lyndon B. Johnson. That's the last thing. But since the 60s, Our communities have stayed the same. Our schools have gotten worse. Our healthcare system has gotten worse. Our jobs have gotten worse. We can't afford to live in our communities. We can barely afford this. We can barely afford to do anything. But African Americans, we built this fucking country. And I'm not saying that y'all gotta give us reparations today, but damn, something would be fucking nice. And I'm not knocking the illegal immigrants or Mexicans, but there's no such thing as a brown coalition. But at the end of the day, the reason why we gotta stop prioritizing our fucking votes for the Democrats is because we are like, we getting pimped every fucking year. Because I just said it, nothing has happened. Because think about it, like I said, we really Republicans for anything. We really Republicans. But so let's put this in a perfect picture. The Democrats we have been Democrats since the 60s, when Kennedy ran and Nixon ran on the Southern Strategy. That's when the switch happened, because I believe that Martin Luther King was actually a Republican. So let's get. But since the 60s, Democrats have not done anything for African Americans, but yet other races have been greatly have benefited greatly for being Democrats and supporting Democrats. But you got people like Jim Clyburn who just let people come into church. They don't say anything that's going to be tangible for African Americans. And every fucking 4 fucking years, we blindly support Democrats, and we don't even know their policies. And this is why I say that we got to get more educated with politics. We got to be more smart. We don't understand policy. We don't even know why we voting for Joe Biden. We don't even know why we voting for Kamala Harris. You may like a lot of y'all, because I mean, let's keep it fucking real. Because a lot of us are fucking Christians. A lot of us don't support gay marriage. A lot of us don't support abortion. A lot of us support religious rights. So we really fucking Republicans. So why the fuck are you voting for Democrats if you don't even know if you a Republican? You don't even know that. Because we don't understand policy. So every 4 fucking years, we're gonna support the blue. And I ain't saying that y'all gotta be Republicans either. But y'all gave Ice Cube so much fucking ridicule because he challenged the system. He challenged the fucking system. Because I guarantee you, if Donald Trump was talking about reparations, if Donald Trump was like, oh yeah, I'm for reparations, are y'all gonna really say, nah, fuck him because we don't like him? Because let's keep it real. Lyndon B. Johnson was not the most ideal supporter of black rights. He wasn't, but he did something for us. Because think about it, once again, we were Republicans until the 60s when Nixon came in with the Southern Strategy. And if you don't know what the Southern Strategy is, I'm going to need you to get yourself educated on that, because that's some real shit and it goes on to this day. But we gotta stop prioritizing. We gotta prioritize our votes on people who's gonna have our best interests. You don't marry nobody just because they sing at your church. You marry somebody because they give you good interests. You feel like you're gonna get somebody that's beneficial, that's gonna help you, and that's gonna love you. The Democrats don't love you guys. The Democrats are the equivalent of, and this is slick funny to me, but Democrats are the equivalent of a nigga telling a girl, yeah, I love you, just to fuck you, and then once they fuck you, they're gone. And then every 4 years, it's another nigga, yeah, hey girl, you beautiful, I love you, girl, okay, you open your fucking legs, boom, he leaves you, and then you like, why you don't love me? Because you didn't make him earn the vagina. We don't let these black people, we don't let the Democrats earn our vote. Frankly, we don't let anybody earn our damn vote. But once we become more politically smart, we'll let these people earn our fucking vote. It's just plain and simple as that. It's plain and simple, man. So the next thing on this list, and it's 6, and this is very important. We have to stop the ratchet behavior. Well, let me just say this, because we can never stop the ratchet behavior, but we got to stop accepting ratchet behavior as a norm. So what I mean by ratchet behavior, being on Instagram twerking. Twerking to what? Being on Instagram smoking weed. Being on Instagram drinking lean. Being ignorant. Cursing in public. Cursing in front of your kids. being all out during the day, like just not having no. You just want to be a dumbass, like you just think and wearing like going to, like I said, and I talked about this in as a whole in the podcast. But how the hell do you think, if we're gonna talk about politics and we're gonna talk about these things, you know why places like Shade Room and Boss Up and DJ Academics and TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, they love our drama, is because we love doing ratchet behavior. We love being loud and want to fight at the club. We want to be, they like when they look, like J. Cole said it best. White people love to see us tap dance. They love to see us do ignorant shit. Why? Because it's entertainment to them. But when we don't want to entertain them and we actually want to stand up for something, they be like, huh? Why? Because we like doing ratchet shit. Earlier last year, we went to Metro Lanes, which is a bowling alley in Atlanta, in the hood. And there was so much ratchet behavior I seen from grandmothers and mothers. And then you wonder why these kids are fucking stupid. Like, there was a video of this girl twerking in front of some kids. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable at all. And that's something I'm going to talk about next. But we got to stop with the ratchetness. Like, there's a time and a place. But there was a post that I actually shared on my Facebook page a couple of days ago, and it illustrates this because, I mean, we see all the ignorant shit, and we laugh, but we not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand that what we do, these white people actually like that shit. Like, at the end of the day, if we're gonna, it's kind of like you're gonna talk about, yeah, you want to do this and you want to do that, but you're not actually showing no ambition to do that because you still have your past. So what I'm getting at is the fact that we can't be twerking on people's fucking furniture at restaurants. That's not acceptable. You know why the white people love the fact that Lizzo did what she did at that Lakers game when she was twerking? Because white people think that's funny. But we shouldn't think that's funny. And this will be a lot of people on fucking Facebook. And this post was perfect. The post says, my pussy this, my ass that. Bitch, what can your brains do? I'm gonna read it again. My pussy this, my ass that. Bitch, what can your brain do? We don't accept intelligence. We like to we love to shake our ass because and you know what white people think? Oh, that's all they can do. They can shake their ass, they can fucking pop they pussy wet, but they can't read a fucking book. So we'll keep them dumb. And it goes back to what I said about becoming more politically educated, because the reason why our schools fall behind, because our mothers be on fucking the new mothers be on Facebook fucking twerking, but they not gonna help their kids do their homework. We gotta stop the ratchet behavior. What happened in Dallas? Like I said, the girl twerking on the fucking table. That's dumb. That's ignorant. And what happened is the culture now accepts that and gets mad when somebody calls that shit out. And people not, like I said, when I was growing up, and I've considered myself a conservative, but when I was growing up, you couldn't do that shit. That was considered ignorant. Like, people love showing that they alcoholics and they drug addicts on fucking Facebook. Drinking lean on Facebook. Like, do y'all not know these people who are trying to employ you look at your social media and they see that shit? That's ignorant. That's a negative influence on African Americans. And if we want to get better than that, we got to stop doing that. All this fighting in the club, shooting up the club, because niggas do it too. There was a case in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago where this 7-year-old just got killed because of some gunfire that she was never even supposed to be around. There was another situation in DeKalb County a couple of, like last month, where this, I think a 5-year-old killed themselves because they found a gun loaded. Like, why do we, I know a lot of people smoke fucking weed, but do we smoke too much fucking weed that we're just dumb as fuck and we don't actually think? Like, ratchet behavior is this. When I was younger, if you did a fucking crime, you wasn't gonna fucking talk about it on fucking I did it. Niggas commit crimes and say, yeah, they did it. Like, nigga, so you really was want to go to jail. You want to get your clout that bad. That's ratchet behavior. That's ratchet behavior, and it gotta stop. Like, if we want to be considered serious and we want to have shit going for us, we can't be doing that shit. Why? Because that's ratchet ass activity. And guess who shows the ratchet ass activity? The Shade Room, Boss Up, DJ Academics, Love and Hip Hop. Those sites do that. So if we really want to be taken seriously and we want to get somewhere, because one of the things that I like to talk about during the 60s, and this is what Tariq Nasheed like to talk about on his shit, is being on code. If we weren't on code in Montgomery in the 1950s, the bus boycott would have never fucking went successful. Because we never are down. Because Umar said some real shit. He was like, black people don't ever want to be, we're not down no more. Like, we're not down for the cause because we thinking about our damn selves. Like, I'm legit watching now. I know this is about to sound very contradictory, but I want to see it because I want to see what was going on with Portia Williams, who was on oh my gosh, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And the show was showcasing how she got locked up from the Breonna Taylor situation. That's some real ass shit. Because one of the things that I do not like about celebrities today, like, I'm gonna just put out one. Kevin Hart, right? We fucked with Kevin Hart like around 2010 when he got really hot, when he did that special and he had, that shit. But since then, Kevin Hart's been a real fucking lame ass cornball. But he's more concerned about his motherfucking money. And he's never ever gonna say anything too controversial that's gonna fuck up his money. He not a real nigga. He not a real, and he gets mad when black people call him out for his shit. Why? Because you know who makes his money now? White people. He's afraid of losing that white dollar. But when you got people, now I don't fuck with Bill Cosby, but Bill Cosby was about some shit. Harry Belafonte was about some shit, right? Marvin Gaye was about some fucking shit. Aretha Franklin was about some fucking shit. Those are the real fucking people that we fuck with. LeBron James, like, those are the people that we fuck with because they're about some shit. They're gonna stand for something. And they're not, and that's the right, and because they're now on code. But the celebrities back in the 60s with the Martin Luther King shit that was going on, and Malcolm X and the Black Panther, everybody was on fucking code because we was trying to get some goddamn equality up in here. And that's why they killed Martin Luther King, because we was on code to try to get some fucking reparations. So when we hear and see and do all the shit, how can we as a people? And I'm not the type of, I'm not going to bring up no black on black crime because that is bullshit. But black on black crime does have an element that is true. We fucking kill each other for stupid shit. NBA Youngboy, who I did the interview with, my little cousin, that's one of his favorite rappers, right? NBA Youngboy did an interview basically saying that you a real man by shooting somebody. No, sir, you're not. Ratchet behavior is doing that, killing your brother when you can really just fight it out and just get that shit over with. Now, I'm not gonna sit up and say I was the greatest fighter, and I ain't, because I did lose some fights and I won some fights. But at the end of the day, if I fight somebody, respect gonna be mutual. Why? Because he fucking fought me as a man. He didn't have to go get a gun to shoot me. But these rappers and all this, gun, this and that, or jumping, that's some bitch shit, and that's counterproductive, and that's ratchet. Because all you doing is showcasing that you want to take your brother's life. Because we all brothers and sisters in this shit. And at the end of the day, if we want to be taken seriously and we're going to get on code, we have to get on code and we got to call out the ratchetness. So if you see your little cousin or your little sister or your little, niece, whatever, fucking twerking on Instagram, tell her to take that shit off. That's ignorant. What is that doing? And I don't want to hear that some come from African culture. No, well, fuck that. We ain't on that right now. That's not doing no African. If we seeing your little, because for me, my goal is to stop fucking drinking. Now, I'm not an alcoholic because I can stop drinking, but I hate drinking in front of my little cousins and shit. Why? Because I'm a bad influence. I don't smoke that much. I smoke here and there, but I don't even smoke enough to say I smoke. But I will never smoke any fucking thing in front of a fucking kid. Why? Because I'm never going to put that negative connotation in front of them to think that that's acceptable to do. I don't give a fuck if you... I hear people saying, well, yeah, smoking weed is not bad. Yes, it is. If you're doing it in front of the kid, yes, you are. Because they don't need to know that. Let them get older and know that. Because I'm going to tell you this now. My mom does not smoke and she doesn't drink. So that ain't come from her. But I will never forget, for the people in Atlanta, specifically who stay in Southwest Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about, or what I'm talking about. So one day, we was going to Greenbrier Mall. We caught the 83 because the 83 takes you to Greenbrier Mall on Camilton Road from where we was coming from. And we was passing by a Pacific neighborhood, and I was like, and I was young, I had to be like 5, 6, 7. I was like, Mom, that's where I'm gonna go buy my groceries. I'm gonna stay in this apartment, and that's where I'm gonna buy my cigarettes. And she looked at me and was like mad. But let me break this down and say why that shit was bad. Because think about it. Where would I see that? Now my dad smoked cigarettes, so that's probably where it came from. But that's, to me, that was socially acceptable. Because that was the environment, and I've seen other people. I've seen people smoking Black and Milds. I've seen people drinking. Hell, my dad is an alcoholic. I seen that shit. So I thought that was acceptable at a young age because that was normalized life for me. So when you see that shit, that's what you are. There was a situation, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen this. In 2013, I was a senior in high school. There was a story of this lady getting tased at the Metro Mall in downtown Atlanta, which is no more. But what was sad about that situation was her little kids, who was like 2 or 3 years old, was telling the man, "You gay, you gay, you gay." Why do you think they were saying that shit? Because their parents were saying that shit. I said my first cursing word because of my grandmother. God rest her dead. So when you hear and you see this shit, that's the normalized. That's ratchet behavior. And when you see that shit, they're going to do that shit. Which leads me to my fourth point. And this is something that Tariq Nasheed said, and I agree, and that's why I'm putting this on my list. We have sexually exploited our fucking kids. And I'm just going to come out and say something that may shock y'all. Lil Boosie disappointed me when he had his 13-year-old son, I think, had his dick basically sucked by an adult. That's a fucking crime. That's child molestation. We be all on the gram, all on Facebook, saying how we like to have there's a girl who I'm not gonna name that is legit on my Facebook page because she's ignorant. And I know I need to work on this my damn self. So this ain't fair, y'all, and me trying to preach to y'all and say that's what you, because I need to do this shit too. But there's this girl on my Facebook page who is ignorant. All she want to talk about is, yeah, I like to suck dick, and ooh, if my boyfriend tells me to bend over so he can stick his dick in me, yeah, I'm gonna let him do it. Yeah, I can ride a dick. Like, that's all she posts, and she got 2 kids. So if you think that she's okay to talk about this publicly on Facebook, just imagine what she's saying around her fucking kids. And we exploit our kids. We dress them up to be fast. We dress them up to not have on stuff that's appropriate. We teach our boys that it's okay to fucking fuck a female and do them dirty. Like, oh, because I have seen so many posts. It's a fucked up post. Y'all daughter's gonna be in trouble running to my son. So you teaching them to basically be shitty ass men. You basically telling men, like, you basically telling them that you're teaching your son to be a shitty ass man, and it's the females that's doing it because obviously the dad is not at home. We're overly sexualizing our boys. We're basically saying, and our girls, we got so many girls and boys trying to fuck at 11, 12 years old. That's fucked up. That leads to molestation. That leads to rape. These kids don't even know about their sexual body parts and they trying to fuck somebody. They don't even know what a real relationship is. Like, we legit exploit our kids sexually. And then you wonder why they be 16 and pregnant. I seen a fucking video, and this is just another thing. I seen a fucking video, and I thought this shit kind of died down because, you know, I thought parents got smarter, but clearly this ain't the fucking case. This girl got raped by her mother's boyfriend, and the mother was taking the boyfriend's side. That's sexually exploiting your fucking kids. Like, there's so much, like, we don't understand. Because, see, I'm a conservative, so I don't view sex as you do. But, like, when you have songs like WAP on the fucking radio, and kids are reciting this shit, and kids are fucking dancing provocatively at 6 years old, and we think that shit is cute. Like, you have some parents who be having fucking strippers come to their fucking son's birthday party. Like, who does this shit? What happened to kids being fucking kids? Now I can see, like, when they 18, okay, but when you having twerkers come to your fucking 10-year-old's birthday party, strippers, son is dead fucking wrong with you, and I think Child Protective Services need to come take your fucking kids. Cause we got parents who think it's acceptable for their kids to be drinking at 13, 14, be watching the porn with their fucking kids. Like, that's not acceptable. What happened to kids being fucking kids? Like, we have sexually exploited our fucking kids so bad. Like, it's really fucking bad. So, when you have a sexually exploited kids who want to do ratchet behavior, it leads to ignorance that comes, and then it's broadcasted on the news. Because the news is never going to do any favors to the minority community. Because guess who owns those companies? White people. See, y'all missing the game. So when we promote the Cardi, because I don't got no problem with Cardi B, but I ain't like the fucking WAP song. Because yeah, you have a wet ass pussy, but what else do you have? Y'all don't understand how disrespectful that shit is to females. That song was. Because all I heard, it was uplifting to women, and yeah, women should feel sexually free. But what about the women who are smart? Because that's what real men want. If you have a wet ass pussy, yeah, we just want you to fuck. But we don't want you to be our marriage material if you ain't got nothing else. What happened to wanting to be intelligent and wanting to be smart? Like, we be like, yeah, my son got a big dick. Like, who thinks that? I have seen that shit on Facebook. Like, bro, who? Like, and then you have these, like, some of these, because I ain't gonna sit there and lie. It sounds like I'm bashing women. I am. I'm gonna be unapologetic about it. I'm bashing these single mothers because they turn their sons into their little boyfriends because they ain't got a nigga at home. And then they fucking traumatize them, and then those boys turn into fucking 9 men, and then dog the shit out of these women, treat them like they some, because you want to know, because this is the fucking issue. And I don't give a fuck who disagrees with me on this one. You really want to know why these dudes out here be dogging these fucking women? It comes from a product of single mothers. Let me tell you why. Because some of these single mothers coddle they fucking boys because they their little boyfriend, because they ain't got no nigga at home, and they don't really teach these men how to treat women because they want to be chauffeured. So when these dudes grow the fuck up, they treat their women like they mom. Like, oh, she just love me, she gonna do whatever. And they don't ever actually learn how to take care of a female. And the reason why some of these females are fucked up is because these daddies ain't fucking shit. From the same parents who come from these bullshit ass moms. Because these dads don't, since the dad ain't home, there's no such way how to tell a female how they should be courted by a man. It's really sad because When you don't have a dad at home, everybody think about the son, but they don't think about the daughter. The daughter does not know how a man should treat them because they didn't have a fucking dad to teach them. So they find these shitty ass men that have kids because the shitty ass dad come from these fucked up moms who never learn how to actually raise their kids, because the real dudes out here, even if they come from a single mother parent, they had good parents. But these shitty ass dudes come from shitty ass moms. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck about it? A bad dad comes from, now if they come from a double parent household, that's different. But if they come from a single parent household mother, more than likely the mother wasn't shit or they didn't do a good job. Because of a real mom, they kids gonna take care of them. They kids. That's just how I feel. But that's what happens when you sexually exploit your kids. You creating a generational fucking curse. You creating generational issues. Because at the end of the day, you don't look at your son like you think you do. You look at your son as a boyfriend. The only thing is you ain't doing anything sexual with him. But you dress him up cute because you want him to look cute. And the sad thing is, look, I'm just naming all the schools I went to. I went to Venetian Hills Elementary School, which is now closed. I went to Sylvan Hills Middle. I went to Camp Creek Middle School. I went to Woodland Middle School, and I graduated from Tri-Cities High School. Every fucking school that I went to, with the exception maybe Sylvan, because that's a working class school, you will see so many fucking kids coming in with fresh ass outfits, fresh ass haircuts, but then asking you for a pencil or a sheet of paper. Because the priorities is fucked up. And that leads me to my next point. If we really want to get better as African Americans, we have to get our priorities together. The list that I just went down, which is basically stop abusing sites like Bossip, DJ Academics, Shade Room. The second one, stop prioritizing black voters. Stop prioritizing black votes to Democrats. Stop the ratchet behavior. Stop sexually exploiting our kids. We need to be more politically smart. It all boils down to we need to get our priorities in fucking order. We do not have our priorities in fucking order because we're more concerned about doing ignorant shit, but we don't, and then wonder why we don't have substance. Black people do not have substance. We're more concerned about making sure our Jordans look right before we make sure our homework is done at night. Let me say that again, because that was some bars. We make sure our son's Jordans are right instead of making sure their homework is done at night. That's actual and factual, to quote the TLC. Quote TLC. But like on some real shit, like that's real. Because at the end of the day, we don't care. We don't care about anything that's gonna make our situation better. We only care about ignorant shit. We rush home to watch, because I was just telling my wife today, I have no interest in watching Power, the new show, because it's ignorant TV. It only broadcasts crime that they expect us to do. You know why? Two of my favorite shows on TV is Insecure and Blackish. Blackish is really because it's the new Cosby Show. It shows black excellence. A lot of people don't watch Blackish, but I love Blackish because it shows what black people really are. Black people are blackish to a less extent, maybe because we ain't making the money that they probably making. But every black person who has a dream to be successful is what Dre and Rainbow are. The Johnsons, the Blackish show. And Insecure is like Sex in the City, but it's done in a clean and classy way. Yeah, there's sex scenes in there, but everybody on that show is a professional person. Like, meaning they actually got real fucking jobs on that show. And even though I didn't really watch it a lot, Living Single. You see, you know why people respect shows like Living Single versus shows like Love and Hip Hop? Because Living Single, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, those shows actually show black people doing excellent things. And having, especially Living Single, that's a normal lifestyle. Yes, you have your little relationships here and there, but everybody on that show is successful. You know why? But you know why they keep shows, and I hate to be like this, but they keep shows like Good Times keep running around, because that's what they think black people. That's what they think of black people. No good people staying in the projects, just ignorant and just stupid. That's what they think of us. The Cosby Show, even though I never really liked him, Bill Cosby did, when they came out with the Cosby Show, was the generational TV show ever, because it showed that yes, you can be a successful family. Yeah, you don't have to stay in the projects. You can live in suburban white America and make a good living doing things that are not typical that black people want to be. Because now, and I ain't, because I trust me, I want to go to the NFL. But not everybody can go to the NFL. Not everybody can go to the NBA. Not everybody can be a fucking rapper or R&B. You can get a good ass job being a doctor, and fuck it, you don't even got to be a doctor. You can go pick up a trade, be a truck driver, and make a decent amount of money and have a nice family. But they don't want you to know that. They want you to think that you're supposed to be ratchet. That's why they don't have TV shows like that on TV no more. They got rid of those shows. Remember, the media is going to show you what they think that you are. A great example of that is The Simpsons, which is my favorite TV show of all time. So when you think of Indians, you think about the person in the gas station. They had The Simpsons has had some really fucked up shit. There's a reason why the people in Brazil do not like The Simpsons, because of how they show Brazilians. They thought that they had monkeys climbing in trees eating bananas. They did not like that shit because it's a representation. Black people don't give a fuck about how we get represented unless it's something that means something to us, like the sorority show, which I do believe that Mona Scott Young made. I may be wrong on that. But we have to get our priorities in order if we want to be taken seriously. We gotta start holding the church accountable. And that's another episode that I'm gonna do. We gotta start taking our education more seriously. Because like I said, the reason why the Democrats feel like they can just come in and swoop in, because we don't. Our school systems have gotten worse. The jobs that we used to have access to, we don't have anymore. The neighborhoods that we have lived in for the past 40 years have looked the same. So, for example, if you stayed in, let's say you stayed in Atlanta, and you stayed on, I'm gonna just keep it real. My grandma has stayed in the West End. I remember going to her house since the mid 90s, when I was like 3 years old, 96. It has looked the same since 1996. No fucking different. But you know what's crazy? The area that she stays in, the West End, was one of the most affluent neighborhoods in America. It changed when the crack epidemic happened. What has, and that's another thing, and I'm closing right here because I know I've gone too long, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I sound like a preacher, but when the crack era hit, the people in power, both Republicans and Democrats, thought it was a great idea to not only arrest the people that was selling the shit, but arrest the people that was on crack. So if you was on crack, you was going to jail, going to prison. We got the opioid crisis right now with heroin, fentanyl, Oxycontin, all that, the drugs. They're giving these people treatment, but you know who that unfortunately affects? Sally from Alpharetta, white people. And this ain't no shade to white people, but this is just some real shit. If Democrats really gave a fuck about us, they would do more stuff to actually help us. We've been the most loyal supporters of the Democrats since the 60s. We gotta start prioritizing our health. We gotta start prioritizing things that are actually gonna benefit us. Like I said, we hear it all the time. You'll stand in line for some Jordans, but you'll never stand in line to go to the PTA meeting. And that's some real shit. Because I used to go to, I'm gonna just keep it real. I used to go because I had food stamps, so I had to go to the DFACS office, and I used to go to the DFACS office on Fairburn Road by Cascade Drive in Southwest Atlanta. And when I tell you, I seen so many dysfunctional people there with fucking small kids. They never got their priorities right. They never got their shit together. Right now, it is Monday afternoon. You can go right now downtown Atlanta by 5 Point train station, and you're gonna see people with strollers with their little kids being ratchet as hell. Their priorities is fucked up. Same area. I was going to help my cousin move. It was like 30-something degrees outside. This girl looked like she just came from the nightclub and had a fucking son. Priorities are fucked up. If we don't get our priorities together, we're gonna be in the same situation. So when George Floyd get killed, Breonna Taylor get killed, Ahmaud Arbery gets killed, and we got an outcry, and they say, well, y'all kill each other, and y'all do this, and y'all do that. How can you get mad? You got to be like, well, damn. Because in the 60s, we all had our priorities together. We stayed on fucking code. We knew what to do and what not to do. If your ass got pregnant, we knew who to send you to hide that shit. Or we'll just make it seem like, because the kid ain't gonna fucking know. Or it's a secret. If you was a hoe, we didn't know you was a hoe unless we knew you was a hoe. Now it's acceptable to be a hoe. Yeah, I just fucked that nigga. He came and he nutted all on my face. Why are you posting that on Facebook? Is that really acceptable? Your priorities is fucked up. You more worried about your vagina than your education. And I'm gonna just be real to all the women. No male gives a fuck about what your vagina can do. It's about what your fucking brain can do, and do you have ambition? Because you only gonna have sex about a couple times. Now, if you fuck once a week, that's fine. Great for you. But what are you gonna do in all them times when you're not fucking? And if you can't provide anything to a dude, they're not gonna fuck with you. Just period, point blank. And niggas, like, you can only thug for so long. You gotta prioritize getting your education right, making sure you straight, because if you ain't got that shit right, your mind ain't right, and you not gonna get nowhere. So once again, thank you guys for listening to today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it doing it with you guys. And I hope that if you like what you saw, or like what you heard, that you'll leave a comment. Find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram. I'm at JustDoIt1993. And once again, we do have a Facebook group, We the Culture. I'm gonna have to try to change the name because I think I find another We the Culture. So I'm working on that. And also, for people that's listening, I need somebody to help me with the We the Culture page. I need somebody who's gonna create content with me, who's gonna create posts, and who's gonna get people to join and actually say shit. So if you feel like you're that person, DM me, reach out to me, leave a comment, and I'll get with you. Because I want to get this shit up. Now, I can't pay you right now, but I promise you, once we get this shit off the ground and everything is going, I'm gonna start. This is gonna be a financial It's gonna be a great financial situation for you. So with that being said, my name is Tyrone. Thank you for listening. You have a wonderful day and Happy New Year.